Deborah Grace here, and I'm going to read a poem today from Year of the Pomegranate. And this is about love and how I sometimes suffer for love. I feel I'm a little teary today. I suffered for love last night, just trying to, that mix of wanting something from someone and trying to love them unconditionally, and I'm still trying to figure it out. That's why I write about it so much. I'm wearing a I'm on a bouncy ball, Summit at Snoqualmie shirt that is for my honey, which he got me because he loves the snow. And also a moonstone that I always wear that he gave me on this little silk thread. I love it because it's like barely there, but it reminds me of him and our connection. My daughter asked me if being in love is fun. This after she sees me come back from a phone call in which my lover tells me he is going to stay another night at the retreat center where he is Daniel Boone, when I was already dripping with the expectation of him. This after an act of defiance and quasi-self-mutilation when I went upstairs and cut my hair, chopping the last dyed remnants, the strawberry blonde ends that I am afraid he loved me for. I imposed this love question moments following my guy, telling me what an incredible time he was having, how he had made music with other retreaters, including 2 women. For one of them, he used the word beautiful. That he was finding himself and touching his fears, one of them being that there should have been more time between his divorce and our cosmic collision. As he talked, I paced in my back pasture, over and over, tromping the tall grass, trying to find a watering hole, a place on the earth I could draw from, so I could listen and be the best friend he claims I am. Instead, I felt that I was watching something dying, the last whale on the planet, beached on the shore, taking its last breath, knowing there was no way I could push it into the sea. My daughter doesn't know that later, as he was returning from the retreat and a few miles from my house, I started walking toward his car barefoot, down my street on the rough asphalt that at first felt good, the roughness matching the perforations he had punctured in that was our being, but then was too sharp. I winced with every step. And yet I also felt like Penelope about to greet Ulysses, holding on to the part of us that is ageless and timeless, the us that ascends the heavens and tastes nectar every time we kiss. Even though we had only been apart for 3 days, I walked down the street, wobbly with anticipation, my underarms slick with it, limbs about to give with the intensity of it, feeling I had crossed the Sahara until I saw his car come over the rise. She asks me, not knowing when he turns from me, I am kicked in the stomach by a combat boot, that I have used the word heave to describe my longing for him, that I will sob for solid hours if there is a breach. I will suffer in my body for days after a disconnection with the muscularity of it. I want to save her from this kind of love. I want her to love the way I loved her father, a warm and squishy and peaceful, a sunset cruise around the bay kind of love, not this deadliest catch episode. It is a catamaran sailing through schools of dolphins into a perpetual flash of green when fire slips into water. But when there is a gale, it is a 1 foot on each hull torn apart kind of love. But I am also afraid she will never know this, the most fun I have ever had.